When I put these headphones on, guys, we're going to start the podcast. Ready?
Okay.
Ready.
Just kidding. Go!
When the kids are counting sheep, when the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories, when the kids go to sleep.
Monica, close your eyes.
Oh,
Fly
sorry.
like this,
I didn't
guys.
realize that's what we're supposed to do.
No, fly. Close your eyes and fly like this. We're flying to the podcast studio. Okay, ready? We're going to land. We're here. What are you guys doing? Open your eyes, weirdos. Welcome
She
to
makes us do weird things.
Yeah.
158 of When the Kids Go to Sleep. WTKGTS. It is the podcast of me and my wife talking to you in these microphones. And we haven't done it in 40 days, but we're back. And don't forget, you can download these on iTunes, or you could just be actually watching this with your eyeballs on youtube.com/WhenTheKidsGoToSleep right now. Yep. So, special guest today, we have Monica.
So special.
Hi,
guys.
Monica is here.
So special.
So special.
She's so
That special
special.
way. Yes.
So Monica is an exercicio professional. She's also Danny's lovely, beautiful bride.
Thank you.
And so lovely and beautiful. And she trained our butts off for 30 days straight.
Butts off. They're gone. Mine's gone.
When Gavin and I had finished the book, I was like, man, it would be so great to start 30 days of like exercise to coincide with our 30-day challenge that we did in the book. And it was so great because the book came out December 29th. And so we're like, dudes, what if we started January 1st? When did I bring this idea up? Do you remember? Because it was like so last minute.
It was.
Like
A week
December
before? 2 weeks
20th or
before?
something. Yeah. It was last minute. It was
like-
awesome though.
It was like 2 weeks before, and I told Danny, I was like, dude, do you think Monica would train us for 30 days? I'm like, Blake, do you want to shoot 30 days of videos? And it was all...
Starting now.
Yeah, I remember we were all talking about it. I'm like, we can do it.
And we were getting ready to leave.
Yeah, and we had to shoot a bunch because we were flying to LA for something.
Hawaii.
You're going to
Hawaii.
Yep.
Oh, I miss Hawaii. And so we had to get a bunch in the can, and so we just started shooting them, and it was fun.
It was fun. It worked out great.
It was. Like, I loved
Yeah.
being with all the kids. I think it's so good because you can't, you have to lead by example, right? With kids in that aspect as being a parent. I just think about like the kids looking and seeing their mom doing, exercise all their life. And it's a good example. So that was so much fun. And Monica came on and did a great job. How long have you, give us some qualifications first of all. Who do you think you are?
Well,
you come here
let me tell you.
as an exercicio professional without giving us some credentials.
Okay.
Let them know what you've done,
What
who you
I've
are.
done. Well, so I think I started exercising when I was like 15, consistently, like 6 days a week, every week.
Why? Why do you think, what started you?
I actually have some health problems with veins in my stomach, and it created a lot of pain. And they put me on painkillers and said, here you go. That's what we can do for you.
Ugh.
I became addicted. That was not good.
Wow.
So I ended up figuring out, though, that if I exercised, it made everything better.
Really?
So I was able to quit all the drugs. Not that I'm pain-free, but I can cope with it. And then I became addicted. It does so much more for you, like mentally, physically, emotionally,
Yep.
Yeah.
everything. So that's where it started. I would miss school, but I would go to the gym.
Really?
Yeah, really.
So
Well,
real
that's
quick,
good, but-
before you move on, explain the chemicals, because there is a chemical reason that is happening in both the drugs and in the exercise. How are they similar, right? Because you can do either or. You could either be addicted to drugs and alcohol or other things, or addicted to those chemicals that come from exercising.
Choose your addiction.
Right.
There's worse addictions than
And
exercise.
you look
is what
way
I
better
say.
in yoga pants if you're addicted to exercise.
You're going to feel better too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely an endorphin release. And so that's going to help. I mean, it is a little bit of a natural painkiller. There is, not huge, but there is some. But it's just that endorphins that make you feel better emotionally, mentally.
I think
It's very real.
this is such a simplified answer to feeling better, but I really truly believe that a lot of people, and let me just throw a number on it, 90% of people don't get the amount of oxygen they need. Like when we breathe, like sit there right now, sit up and take a deep breath. if your chest rises when you take a deep breath, that's not how you're supposed to breathe, right? You're supposed to breathe through your diaphragm, like down here. Like you're supposed to fill your diaphragm is this muscle that like opens up this passageway to fill up your lungs. And I think a lot of times when we're depressed and we're like slouching our shoulders, people just like take these shallow breaths.
Or when we're stressed.
Yeah, you're
like
stressed.
You're stressed or tight, you're clenched, you're not breathing.
And you're barely breathing. And I think when you exercise and you're sucking in big gulps of oxygen, that's making your brain alive. It's like feeding your blood all this oxygen. Like you need oxygen to survive. So we've been doing a thing in the morning where we just sit there and we're just right. What did I just say?
We need oxygen to survive. That's what they do in the morning.
We need oxygen to survive. We breathe. But we just sit there and we take these big, giant breaths. And I feel like even if you don't want to exercise a ton, you're like, exercise sucks. I think even sitting there and consciously breathing big, deep breaths will help you tremendously. So
there's actually a name for that.
What's
you know, it's like part of yoga, pranayama.
Pranayama?
It's breath control.
Say it again.
Oh.
Pranayama.
Pranayama. That's
with an
fun.
R?
Pranayama. Pranayama.
P-R-A-N, I don't know.
Pranayama.
Prana.
Tony Robbins was talking about breathing in your heart. Like imagine using your heart, like you're breathing in your heart. Because these bodies that we have are tools, right? Like Tony Robbins said, motion causes emotion. You can use this body as a tool to change your mental state.
Absolutely.
With sitting up, breathing in.
Smiling,
you know, it is scientifically proven that when you smile, it like doesn't release endorphins in your brain.
Probably. Let's try it.
It's easier to smile than to frown. They always say
when
that,
you laugh.
right? Like it takes less muscles to smile than to like frown.
Yeah.
To have RBF. Do you know what RBF is?
Yes.
No.
I'm not
Monica?
gonna say it.
You don't have RBF?
I'm supposed to know.
RBF is
it bad?
It affects
I'll get it.
80 to
Sometimes.
90% of women in the country.
I get it sometimes.
When you're just sitting there and you're all pissy, it's resting.
You're not pissy though.
It's
just you're resting.
Oh, I know what it is.
resting
Gotcha.
bitch face.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, what's with her?
It's like you're not
Just your
really mad,
natural-
you're just not smiling.
Yeah. So
the
get
weight
rid of
of
the
the world.
RBF and just sit up and smile. Okay, so sorry, I interrupted you. So don't do drugs, exercise.
There
Keep
you
going.
go. That's pretty much what it was. So that got me started, and then that was a long time ago because that was when I was 15, and I'm
And so you've
getting
been
up there.
You don't think
Not anymore?
You've exercised consistently since then?
Yeah, six to 7 days a week since then.
Yeah.
Miss Christmas Day, and if I'm throwing up, that's it. But anyways,
Danny has a question.
No questions, Danny.
I also think I told you I didn't ever want you to put on a lot of weight. so just
That's really my motivation.
Danny
my
said,
husband
you better
told me I
not
can't
get fat, so you better exercise.
Jerk. What a jerk.
punch
That's
him
not what
later
it's
for
about.
you.
I will too.
I will too.
Don't worry. We'll get him.
But seriously, if you gain weight, like if you're over
They are
125,
such
You want to see RBF?
dude, no, I felt when I gained weight when I was big, I felt bad. I was like, "Ah, that sucks. The Colette still looks good, and I'm just this fat slob.
Yeah, it's not just physical.
I mean,
it's
you
a
got to think
mental
about
thing.
that too. Like, that's shallow to be like, well, you better not gain weight. But if you want to be a good companion for your partner, why not look your best? And I did not. I was a big, fat, ugly slob of a Jabba the Hutt, wasn't I?
I loved you.
Don't
You
lie.
stop.
You threw up every time we kissed. Remember that time you found that taco under my armpit?
Okay, I'm gonna puke. No, so anyways, that
delicious.
got me.
Anyways, back to exercise.
That got me started. Then I eventually started teaching classes. So I got certified, just a general certification to teach, and that I taught step for a long time, and then boot camps, and got certified in Pilates and kettlebell, which is my favorite.
Really?
Body pump, suspension training.
We should do some more kettlebell workouts.
We should. I know.
We've
I
been
want to. I love kettlebells.
Here's something that's cool about all the workouts we've been doing, and you guys can come work out with us and Monica on the Shayloss channel. What are you waiting for?
No
Links
excuses.
below. We have 30 videos with the whole family. They're all on a playlist. You can go watch all of those. You could do those every month. You know, you could just like rewatch those every single month. And then we've been doing live workouts Tuesdays and Thursdays, and all of the exercising that we're doing is all body weight. weight. So you don't need any equipment. So there's no excuse. If you're watching this right now, you can exercise with us.
Totally.
It's all body weight rolling around on the ground. You just have to have a ground. You need like a 5x5 foot square, and you can do almost everything we're doing. But I want to start doing some like kettlebell stuff. So
we
like
will.
some of you might not be able to do those, but if you guys want to get some kettlebells, those are dang
They're
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really think you'll get better results with that than anything else.
Yeah, because you do. I think it's great to do cardio, but there's such a
But
benefit.
it's cardio and kettlebell.
In mixing.
Yeah.
You know, like weight resistance with cardio, because you know, your skeletal structure, your bones, that's what holds you up. That's what, you know, gives you posture and stuff. But when you add some muscle to it, you give it a little bit of strength, all of a sudden you have this lightness and you have this like power feeling. Agility, yeah. And you don't sprain your ankle. You don't, you know, twist your knee as much when you have some muscle that'll like wrap around your skeletal structure, and you can get a little aggressive sometimes, and it feels good to
But the
be
right
able-
kind too, because you don't want to be like,
Yeah, you don't wanna be
don't
huge.
leave horrible comments. But yeah, like some of the bodybuilders that just focus on their chest or bicep. That's good. That's great if that's what you want to do. Don't leave me nasty comments. But functional training, like with a kettlebell, is going to translate to how you move the rest of your day. You're going to have that agility and that power and that strength that will cross over into your whole life instead of just your chest press or bench press.
That's why I think CrossFit's so great, because when we say practical movements, what we mean is like push-ups, pull-ups. I remember, you know, being a young guy wanting to get huge, taking creatine, taking protein, just hanging out on the bench press. I remember I'd buy those muscle magazines in the store, and I remember reading an article about a guy whose biceps were so big that he couldn't shave his face. He had to get an extender for his razor, like an 8-inch extender, so that he could shave because his biceps. I'm like,
That's not functional.
no, like what are you doing to yourself? Like, oh,
crazy.
look, you're handicapped now. Good job.
Worked out so much.
Like you worked out so much you can't shave your face, dipshit.
Or the
Don't leave bad comments.
right.
Anyways,
Yeah, we love bodybuilders. That's okay. If that's your thing, do your thing. Do what makes you happy. is what I
yeah,
think.
exactly.
But,
Do whatever you want. It's your
my
body.
thing, my favorite is kettlebell.
Kettlebells.
Yeah,
Those are stupid.
weight.
Anyways,
totally.
say
do
something so I'm not the
so
only
much
people
fun.
offending.
that. Yeah, we've both offended people. What about you?
What about you?
Colette's laughing like, I'm the best. I'm the nicest person. What?
I don't discriminate against biceps, guys.
Burpees. Oh, here's what I always
Burpees are
say.
good.
Like, think about guys in jail. They're in great shape. I never offend people that are in jail.
Try not to.
We know
awesome.
who to be nice to.
I love guys in jail. But they're doing, they don't
guys
have
are rocking.
access. You know, they're doing burpees and pull-ups and
Yeah.
push-ups.
Yeah.
And, you know, imagine like what a dude that can do parkour, like a ninja. What I want to be like a ninja, right? Like it is good to be big and strong and powerful, be able to punch, but I want to be able to run and jump and
to
you know,
use
like,
that muscle.
yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
And so even in the workouts that we've been doing has really been helping with our flexibility, like being able to stretch, touch your toes, you know, just yoga, all that stuff. It's so like you just feel your body, you realize your body. And in doing that, I feel like it makes you more conscious, it makes you more aware, and then you're in a better mental state. You know, and that's what we're all struggling for, right? We all just want to feel better in here where we're struggling. And so if we'll treat this out here better, all of a sudden the in here starts to work. And it's like, oh, I feel better. I'm like, yeah. And you start to get motivated and stuff. So
That's a good point.
Very good.
how do you
Motion
like,
creates emotion.
so I have a question.
Okay.
Do you ever splurge? Do you ever like double bacon cheeseburger it ever?
That wouldn't be my splurge.
What would you,
Like-
what's your splurge?
4 of my mom's homemade cinnamon rolls in one day. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
That sounds awesome.
Do you feel
do.
bad?
Do
you, like, work out so crazy
I don't want
afterwards?
to. No. I refuse to let
What
myself.
if you made yourself? Do you think?
Do that
Here, I'm
different.
gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
What if you stopped working for a month? Do you think that would hurt you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Do you think you'd freak out?
I would totally freak.
If you, Danny,
Danny's like,
Danny's like, shit.
You don't.
yeah.
Like if you couldn't work out for 1
So
month.
physically, it helps me still with my pain.
Yeah.
Like it physically
So you
does,
feel
but
like you
mentally,
would feel-
emotionally. So I hurt my knee. I have a meniscus tear right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first did it, I didn't know it was a tear. I thought it was tendonitis. I took 4 days off in a row, which I haven't done since I had a baby, which was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I freaked out.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm
Make
not
you
saying
feel
that's
it.
good. I'm not saying that's healthy. Like you have to find that balance.
Right.
And I'm still obviously trying to do that.
Right.
But yeah, it's a huge part of my life.
Yep. And it's so interesting, I think, from the opposite end where people haven't exercised in 5 years. We do live such a sedentary lifestyle now where it's just like, but once you switch that, once you be like, I'm just going to do this, and you go for like a month, it is. And you can't
You
stop.
can tell a difference in your body and your mind.
Yeah, it
That
affects
you-
every aspect of your life, I think. Your relationships, You have another question, Danny?
Statement. It's like Monica said, we can't both be fat.
There you go.
I've never said that. I'm looking like a horrible person. I'm really not.
I read your journal.
That's it. It's over. I'm a horrible person.
All right, so let's do some comment, or we have some questions here on the Twitter. What's this? What's quality to love, protect yourself and other people in your life? Here's a good question. What's a quality you love to protect in yourself and other people in your life? What?
A quality about yourself
That you like to protect?
That's an interesting question.
Okay, so here's a question from Stephanie Wessels. Advice on speaking to kids, preteens about making healthy choices and explaining calories and nutrition. Yeah, I think I've experienced
That's
that
good.
doing these Shea Loss videos, that people don't really understand what's healthy for your
Right.
body.
And if you go by advertising or TV
Right,
or
and that's-
media, chances are you're going to get the wrong idea.
And that's the problem, is that so many kids don't have true information. They just have what they see, like
Right.
Nutri-Grain, multi-grain. It's like, oh, it has a lot of grains in it. Like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent question too. And I think because I have teenagers and you don't want them to have a bad body image. That's, I think especially for females, it's
Yeah.
that much harder. And you want them to be healthy, but you want them to love themselves and be healthy.
Right.
In a way.
And
So I
not
think I
judge
said that.
themselves
Yeah.
by what they're eating or what
Right.
they're not eating.
So
or-
I think it comes down to being that example that you don't want to, at least in my opinion, you don't want to push anything to one extreme or the other, but just focus on eating healthy. Personally, I prefer not to look at calories, but that's a personal thing.
Right.
I think it's the quality of food you eat. So steer away from the processed foods and the packaged foods. Teach your kids, especially your teenagers, to grab the fruits, the vegetables, and then the whole grains, and stay away from the juices, the drinks.
What
Just
I
drink
like
water.
to talk to my kids about is a paradigm of eating. Like, instead of like talking to them about the foods, I talk to them about why we eat.
Exactly.
Eat because it's like medicine for your body. Eat
Yes.
because you have to fill up your gas tank. Like, how we have to stop at the gas station and put gas so we can keep going down our adventure? That's what food is for. I love the quote by Aristotle or Hippocrates, I think, said, "Let food be your medicine and medicine be your
Yes.
food."
Yeah.
And I love that, because if you look at all the nutrient dense fruits and vegetables, always think about this. Any food that comes from the earth that doesn't really need man's packaging at all to put it in a box or a can, that's what you should eat. If you think about a grocery store, everything on the perimeter, the outside of the grocery store, is the good foods to eat. And instead of, it's great to enjoy food, right? But it shouldn't be a pastime.
like
No.
the less processes that the food has to go through to get.
Right. Every time man touches food, it gets worse, basically. Every time they boil it or dye it or put it in a box or turn it
some
into a
chemicals in
powder or put something else in it that wasn't there, it's not good for you. So just think, anytime you have to unwrap all this man-made packaging,
Right.
or like get a giant machine to like pry open this metal to get your food out, that's not a natural state. So think about food as a fuel source in its most natural state. Almonds, apples, things that come off the tree. Grab a deer, just bite his neck, drink the blood. A lot of protein, but not every day. Okay, so let's not eat meat every day. You just attack that deer like every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, and it needs to be an overall healthy thing. I think one thing for me that I feel very strongly about, whether it's kids, but especially teenagers, is not focusing on weight. It's not about a number. It's not about how much body fat you have. It's not about how much muscle you have. It's not about the image. It's about how you feel. We want to be healthy so we can do the things we love so we can feel good. That's all it is. That's when I talk to my kids about it. That's the focus. Is let's eat healthy so we can be healthy and feel good.
And, saying that, bless Gavin's heart, like he's a big kid and he gets comments, and I know he hears about it at school, but he can go out and play basketball with me for 30 minutes. He can play soccer in the basement for 45 minutes with his sisters, who both look like they're in top shape, but he'll outplay them. Yeah, he will play longer than they will. And he's strong. He's a strong kid. And so that is the perception or image in our society that has been so hurtful, because
it is very hurtful.
When you label somebody, they start to believe that crap. And if it's like, you're fat, that means like, oh, you're unhealthy, blah, blah, all these other things. So we got to get rid of that word. We got to get rid of that label.
It shouldn't be about, it's not about a number. It's not about the weight. Yeah. It's about how you feel
and what you can do.
Being healthy.
What you can do. Yeah. It's like
preventing disease.
Because some people be sitting on the couch and be like, I feel great. It's like, well, if you can't go play soccer or run down the hill, then no, you don't feel great. Like, how do you feel after you've had to exert yourself for 30 minutes? That's the real question of health, in my opinion. You know, like, you can sit on a couch and feel great, but you're not healthy. You know, you need to be able to move your body. You need to be able to use your body. Think of your body as a gift. You only get one of them. You're gonna die. It's a proven fact. It's the actual only one proven fact that any of us know, is that every single one of us die, and you only get one single one of these things. So if you can't use it, you're gonna lose it sooner than later.
There you go. True. It is. There's a huge health crisis, and prevent as much disease as you can. Mm-hmm. There's so much you can do.
Drink coconut water and watch this podcast. Thanks for watching.
Do some push-ups and
follow Monica. Yes. Monica has her own YouTube channel, her own tweeters. So if you want personal advice, she'll be on there every once in a while giving it to you. Because you guys know I ain't replying to your crap. Anyways, yes, I do. You know I do. Follow me too. Follow me. Follow Colette. And then we're going to do a workout right now. We're going to do a live workout. Us. So that's all on the Shay Lost channel. Subscribe and come exercise with us.
Yes.
It's fun.
So fun.
Okay, I got to go pee. Let's do this.
Bye.
See ya.
We'll stay up, just you and I, and we'll talk about our pretty life when the kids go to sleep.